June has arrived sweet and slowly this year. The baby birds have fledged to the nest, the sun is getting hotter, and the garden is beginning to give us small harvests. Our late spring days have been spent picking and drying herbs and trying to keep the shop stocked. Some of you may not know that my mom and I run an online product shop. So when my videos here are kind of sparse, that's because my full-time focus is usually there. We spend a lot of time making our products. They're all organic, all natural, and we use a lot of the herbs that we grow in our gardens. Late spring in the gardens means chive blossom vinegar and freezing spruce tips. I did make a video showing both of these things last year, but I wanted to showcase them again because they are so simple to do and so delicious. To make chive vinegar, all you need is fresh chive blossoms, a clean jar, and white vinegar. Give the blossoms a light rinse to remove any dirt or debris, pack the jar with them, and fill to the top with vinegar. Put on a lid and store in a dark place to infuse for a few weeks. You can give it a shake when you think of it, and then strain it off into a bottle for use. I have been picking and freezing spruce tips because they are incredibly high in vitamin C and will come in handy in the winter. In December, I'm going to be sharing the most delicious Christmas tea recipe that includes spruce tips. So if you have access to them, I highly recommend storing some away so you can make that too. I basically just harvest, flash freeze on a tray, and then store them in a Ziploc in the freezer. When they thaw, they are as good as fresh, and you would never be able to tell that they were frozen. Here I am whipping up a batch of sourdough pizza dough. I kind of made a double batch here. I'm at the point in my sourdough where I don't really measure anything but the water, and then I just go by sight and feeling. But I do have a sourdough pizza dough recipe with exact measurements if you're interested. It's in my ebook called Peace and Plenty, which is actually on sale right now, so I will leave the details for that in the video description. I've been making all of my dough by hand lately, partly because I feel like I have a better control over it that way, and also because the dough hook to our mixer completely snapped a couple months ago, but I've really been enjoying doing it this way. I never knead my sourdough. I use the traditional stretch and fold method of developing the gluten, so it's never a very labor-intensive thing to start dough by hand. You can tell that the initial shaggy dough becomes smooth and elastic by the third set of stretch and folds. I started pizza dough because we have all this gorgeous oregano that is beckoning to be used. We definitely did not dry enough out last year, so we're trying to make sure we have more this year and also enjoy it fresh. This cheesy bread recipe is one of our family favorites that my siblings and I grew up with, and I wanted to share it with you as well. I'm dividing the dough into 3 parts so my mom and I can each make a personal size pizza, and then I'm going to store the other one away in the freezer for an easy future meal. I learned this trick from Abby Jo of Forgotten Way Farms. I love her videos and always learn fun things like that to implement in the kitchen. We finally finished our 10 pounds of mozzarella cheese that I bought from Azure Standard last year, so I'm having to shred some string cheese sticks today. Not really ideal, it cooks up a little more rubbery than a fresh block, but sometimes you just have to work with what you've got. To make the breadsticks, I spread softened butter on the dough and sprinkle on garlic powder, oregano, chili flakes, sea salt, and mozzarella cheese. I bake on a preheated pizza stone at 425 for about 10 minutes or until the cheese is nice and golden. Now this is my definition of health food. Traditionally fermented dough, high quality pasture-raised cheese, fresh herbs. This is truly what is good. If you try this recipe, I hope you enjoy it, my friends, and remember, whether we eat or drink, do all to the glory of God.